of you thinking, how can we possibly make the idea of accountability exciting for 2 hours? More than a few of you, right? All right. Well, our goal is obviously to talk about accountability, but it's to do it in a way that is positive, in a way that's not kind of your standard topic when we talk about accountability. To help you understand accountability in different terms than what you're used to. And the goal is that by understanding it differently, you have some desire and some motivation to not only hold yourself accountable to a higher standard, but to understand and know how to hold other people accountable as well. So that as a group, as a team, as a business, an organization, you can perform better. The idea and the whole reason for holding ourselves and others accountable is so that we can grow and progress and do better. And so there are a few key principles we'll talk about throughout the next couple of hours. And one I will return to on numerous occasions. So you'll probably hear me say this 20 to 30 times the next couple of hours. And I'm going to write it down so you have no problem remembering it. And it's the core reason that we're even here tonight and having this conversation. And here's it. You cannot expect your client experience, your customer's experience, to be any better than your team member's experience. What's your name?
Oh, I'm
Rachel. Rachel, if I come to you, say I'm your supervisor, and I come to you and I say, Rachel, I need to hold you accountable for something. What are some of the thoughts that start to go through your head?
I guess fear.
Fear?
Anxiety.
Anxiety? This is building up to be a really cool situation, right?
Oh, fun, great. Fun.
Really fun. Fun situation. What else? Fear, anxiety?
What did I do wrong?
What did I do wrong? You start thinking about the last couple of days, and you're like, oh gosh, let's see here. Right? You're like, no, that one happened at home. What did I do wrong? Right? You're thinking about the last couple of days, you're thinking, oh crap, where did I go wrong? And how am I going to have this conversation, right? So all the stuff you just described, is that putting us in a position to have a really meaningful, valuable conversation? No, right? How do fear and anxiety lead to a great conversation, a productive conversation? Yeah, right? Right. And we all acknowledge that up front, right? Everybody who was here, we started talking about this topic of accountability, you've all said, look, I'm not real excited to spend 2 hours talking about accountability. Because this is usually what we associate with it. You know what we really hold people accountable to at the end of the day? Here's what we really hold people accountable to. At the end of the day, we hold people accountable to their potential. If I don't think you have the potential, guess what? I'm not going to spend 2 hours talking to you about how you can improve or get better at it. If I think you've reached your potential, why would I spend that much time and energy talking to you about getting better at it? Does that make sense? So it's not really the policies, the procedures, the rules, it's not even the behaviors that we're holding people accountable to. What we're holding them accountable to is their potential. If I'm a monkey and they put me in this room and there's a pedestal I can get on and reach the banana, what do? I run over here, I jump on the pedestal, and I grab the banana. And life is great for me as a monkey. Well, it's not too much later that, say they introduce a second monkey. And this monkey comes in, and he sees the banana hanging, and what does he do?
Jumps up.
Jumps up and grabs the banana. What the first monkey didn't know is that when that banana gets grabbed, the floor receives an electrical pulse. So, the original monkey who's been living a happy life eating the banana now is on the ground when the other monkey grabs the banana and he gets shocked. So, how happy is he about this situation? Not very happy, right? So the next time that the monkey goes to grab the banana, what does the first monkey do?
Stop it.
He intervenes, right? He says, no, I don't think that's a good idea. You're not going to touch the banana.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take very long before what happens?
Nobody reaches for the
They
banana.
fight and nobody reaches for the banana. They both just agree, look, either I get beat up trying to get the banana, or I get shocked because I didn't get the banana, so let's just leave the banana alone. Well, let's say that a little while later they introduce a third monkey. This monkey steps in, and what does he see?
The banana.
The banana, and what does he do? He gets beat up. He hits the banana and he gets beat up. And he learns pretty quickly, all right, for some reason we leave the banana alone. I'm ready to touch the banana.
No one asks why you don't touch the banana.
Nobody asks. He just knows I'm going to get beat up if I do it. So let's say that they remove one of the original monkeys. And they introduce a new one. What happens again? The whole process happens again, right? Well, eventually they remove the second original monkey. And they introduce a new one. What happens here? Same thing happens. What's interesting about the scenario now?
None of them actually know why.
None of them have been shocked. None of them know why they don't grab the banana. But how many of them are going to grab the banana? Zero. Do you see how that applies to your organization? How many times do you hear something to the effect of, I don't know why we do it that way? It's just the way we do it. I just said it, right? This piece, but think of an opportunity, an experience you've had where you didn't achieve the desired result, and ask the question, what caused it? And take a couple of notes. We'll talk about a few of them. So take just 2 or 3 minutes to think of an example and ask the question, what caused it? All right, so this was the issue, right? Incorrect paperwork.
Right.
And how many opportunities were there to correct it? So you won.
I should have checked.
Right, so you could have clicked the right one. That's one opportunity. What's another opportunity?
The next stage is like going to recut.
So there were 4 people that saw it, right? Or could have seen it. And if you could see it, you could own it, solve it, right? But at the end of the day, who do we blame? Who do we point the finger at and put all the blame on?
I don't think it's technically fine.
And that's okay that you get to talk to client.
But what it does is to make our entire team look unprofessional.
And that's the whole thing, right? That's where we started this whole conversation. Is because of that one thing, and that none of those safeguards caught it, that the client experience is now affected. From something as simple as a misclick. Yep. In general, how do most organizations handle that? Incorrect paperwork goes out. They're gonna, again, think about the result piece. After the result, they're gonna say, who is accountable for this failure? They're gonna try to identify who is accountable. They're gonna go to that person and say, you created this failure, you fix it. And what are we saying should be the approach? Right, there were 4 opportunities. It's not just her fault. There were 4 opportunities. So rather than pulling one person into the room and saying, look, you made a mistake, you need to fix it, we pull everybody in and we say, hey, a mistake was made. Each person had the opportunity to see it and nobody caught it. We're all accountable.
And that made the problem with people saying, it's not my job, somebody else should have done it.
It's not my job, somebody else should have done it. And that's kind of the key, that you don't have a culture of accountability. If you hear that, it's not my job, somebody else should have done it. That is a mentality that a culture of accountability doesn't allow for. Because it's everybody's job. We've all bought into this, that our client experience is comprised of our team member experience. So you can't say, it doesn't give room for you to say it's not my job. I hope that you've had a few good insights. I hope that they apply not just to your work life, but also your personal life. And more than that, here's what I hope. I hope that you legitimately commit to do 1 or 2 things differently. Again, it doesn't matter how big or small they are, just commit to do 1 or 2 things differently. I had somebody come up to me between sessions this morning, and she said that every day since our last session, she's woken up and she's taken a few notes about herself because of the last session. And she said, she gave me her age. She said, I'm 47 years old. And this is the first time I tried something like this, and I am amazed at the impact that it's having. And it's something just as simple as taking a couple of notes, she said. So take whatever good insight you had and don't let it die by not doing anything different. Just do one or two things different. And you'll be amazed at the impact it has. And as a group, if you can grow as a group and improve and create a culture of accountability, as a group, you'll be able to do some really incredible and amazing things. Wouldn't it be cool for MBA to say in the future, we have the most satisfied customers in the country? And I don't say that as hyperbole. I say that meaning, if you commit as a group to work as a team and hold each other accountable, those are the kind of things that you'll be able to say. You'll be able to say, look, we create such a powerful client experience that people come from all over the country to experience it, to get that care and that attention. But it's going to require a high level of trust and a culture of accountability to get there. And if you do it, you'll be able to achieve some really amazing and incredible things. So my last plea, please, just do one or two things differently to help yourself and help your practice. All right, thank you. Thank you for giving me your evening for a couple hours tonight. I know it's not easy to work and then come and experience these kind of things. So thank you so much for being attentive and sitting here with me and giving me your attention.
Thank you.
Have a great night.